Hey yo, what is going on everybody? Depraved Slasher, and we are back with another rap battle reaction. Princess rap battle reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
For those of you that wonder why I always let her say HellaDepraved, she came up with the name. This wonderful face here came up with the name.
Well, it is just kind of a shipped name,
True.
Honestly, you know.
True. But no, so while we have had fun covering different rap battles, the problem is I was running out of princess rap battles, and she wanted to be a part of some more princess rap battles. So I held off on the princess rap battles until she got here. Now that doesn't mean we're just going to rush through all of them now, but I did want to go ahead and cover one.
Right.
Because it's been a while. Now, with that being said, the one, obviously, if you clicked into it, you've seen, we are covering Cinderella versus Belle. Cinderella is self-explanatory. For those of you that don't know who Belle is by name, it is the princess from Beauty and the Beast.
Correct.
Now, I know a bit more about these two movies than I should. I do have a daughter. Still not as much as I probably should having a daughter. My favorite telling of Cinderella's story is a movie called Ever After.
Drew Barrymore.
With Drew Barrymore. I do thoroughly enjoy that movie. I have not really liked any others, even Disney's telling.
Have you read the Grimm version?
Now, I have read the Grimm version.
Okay, all right. Because that's my favorite.
If they would, well, I just mean visually. There's not a visual, actual representation of the Grimm fairy tale that I've seen.
Right. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, the Grimm fairy tale version is very dark. It eventually involves cutting off
karma. Lots and lots of karma.
Lots of karma. But when the prince, the biggest thing, like the biggest change, when the prince is coming through with the glass slipper to put it on the feet to try and find who Cinderella was, the stepsisters even go as far as to like cutting off heels and toes, to try and fit the fucking glass slipper. Like, it's dark.
But at the very end, their eyes are also picked out by crows. I mean, like, it gets worse.
It gets worse.
Don't ever ask, can it get worse? Yes.
Check out the Grimm Fairy Tales version of that story if you have not. It's probably only about a 10, 15... Well, it's probably about a 20-minute read, 20 to 30 minutes.
The original is what we're saying. Check out the original.
The original Grimm's Fairy Tale. As a matter of fact, most of your Disney stories come from
really screwed up fairy tales.
Really, screwed up stories.
Yeah.
That they changed to make family friendly.
Disney. Make them Disney. Original Disney. Because some of the newer stuff is a little bit more, but not this level.
Right.
And with the princess rap battles, I have seen them.
Right.
So these are mostly reviews until Whitney puts out new ones.
Right. Reviews for her, reaction for me. So she'll be able to fill me in on some bars I might miss, if I miss any for this one.
Or backstory.
Which you might, because while I have seen Beauty and the Beast, it was never a story I cared too much for, so I didn't watch it a lot.
And see, I liked Beauty and the Beast, but that was because she was a brunette.
And a bookworm.
Yes. And I don't want the Beast, I want the library.
She's a brunette bookworm.
Yeah. Sigh. Lasai.
Lasai.
Yeah, well, come on. It's a French fairy tale.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to slash it up and break it down. Cinderella versus Belle. I about said battle, because I read battle. Cinderella versus Belle. Princess rap battle. Cinderella is played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, or as she likes to say, Gellar. And then Whitney Avalon plays
Belle.
So, without further ado. Huh?
Buffy.
Yeah.
Versus,
Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In the TV show.
We had to clarify because we both love the original movie. Yeah.
Who was it that played?
I don't remember.
What the fuck is her name? That's not important. She's
Yeah.
not in this. But yeah, let's go ahead. Now, what would have been cool is if they'd have got her to play Belle
Oh,
and had them rap again. That would
Buffy
have
versus
been
Buffy.
that
That
would
would
have
have
been
been
funny.
great. Okay. Sorry.
Anyways,
We digress.
yes,
As normal.
let's go.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land,
I love that they
there
did the
was a
same
princess.
glass.
Rap battle.
I like how they did that. There was a princess.
Rap battle.
It's I like that because they're at least going differently than every other fantasy rap battle thing. Everyone copies epic rap battles.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
epic, because everybody does the like video game rap battle, and it's just like, guys, don't
Once
copy.
upon a time.
Right.
There's the
Land.
stepsisters.
There was a princess. Rap battle. Cinderella
So she's got her sisters with her.
versus Belle.
Red Riding Hood and Pocahontas.
I like how she's adjusting her tatas in the corset. It's a thing.
Why did old girl have her stepsisters then instead of two other princesses?
I've never understood that choice, and I don't get why she couldn't have like Lumiere and Cogsworth or something. At least characters from, if they're going with the stepsisters.
I can understand why they didn't go with that though, because if you think about it, then you have to animate.
There's outfits for that.
Do you know how cheesy
Yes.
a giant
Yes,
candlestick
I
outfit
do.
would have been?
But okay, all right.
Maybe have Beast.
And Gaston, or her dad.
No, because I mean, you'd want female. I don't know. We're
She could
delving.
have bar wenches. There's 3 of them that are on Gaston's nuts the whole time.
True. Why did Cinderella bring, honestly,
Her
the
stepsisters.
fairy godmother and just fairy godmother?
Yeah. Okay.
Let the rap battle begin.
Another princess in my shadow come to covet my crown.
Already talking about Princess in My Shadow, because Cinderella was the original Disney princess. No,
Snow
Snow
White
White was the
was.
original.
But she was one of the originals.
Right.
Yeah.
And Belle came much further down the line.
Right.
The rap battle begin.
Another princess in my shadow come to covet my crown. You clowns wanna throw down with the best in a gown. I'm the legendary story of rags to riches. Rhyme sharper than a needle and I'm giving out stitches.
I like the bar. Sharper than the needle. Which kind of plays into the reference of the mice tailoring her outfit for her
Right.
before it got ripped up and
Shredded.
Although I was hoping for a rhyme into bitches, which is where I
Right.
thought that was going to go.
But the stitches actually refers back to the needle, and yes, I agree with you though.
Because
First
if
time
she'd have
through,
called them a group of bitches, it would have been a little more punch
maybe
heavy.
she could have something about stitches to bitches. I don't know. The rags to riches, stitches. You know, we could work with it.
A legendary story of rags to riches. Rhyme sharper than a needle and I'm giving out stitches. Like a wilting rose, you can't step to my flows. These girls are tripping. Did they cut off their toes?
Okay, so there were a bunch of references there. Like a wilting rose, which is in reference to the Forever Rose, I think was what it was called, in
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
Which, once the last petal falls, Beast is going to stay in whatever form he is in
Forever.
once it falls. Which is the whole, like, the time limit of the story. So I like how she played that into it. And then the cutting off toes
Just
is
what we were talking
again
about.
going back into the original Grimm's fairy tale. So if you were unaware of the Grimm's fairy tale
You wouldn't have gotten
story,
it.
you would not have gotten that bar.
Like a wilting rose, you can't step to my flows. These girls are tripping. Did they cut off their toes? I deserve all the praise for the foot fetish craze. I got itty bitty kicks but legs for days.
I like the foot fetish craze thing. Because again, the prince was going around checking everybody's feet to see who fit. So foot fetish plays into that.
Right? Itty bitty kicks but legs for days.
It's a good bar.
Yeah, it is.
You got legs for minutes.
Thanks. I'm short, y'all.
great little legs, though. I'm just saying.
Let's look at your mentality. Freud loves your abnormality. The Stockholm Syndrome story, beauty and the bestiality.
I have claimed that was a Stockholm Syndrome story to many people, and so many people look at me and they're like,
Huh?
no. It really is, though. For those of you that don't know, Stockholm Syndrome is typically in a more violent nature.
That's exactly where I was going to go with my pause.
But it's basically keeping somebody captive until they fall in love with you. But usually in a more violent way. You're doing horrible things to them to the point where
It's not necessarily falling in love either. It's that they
believe they can't
subscribe
go.
to your beliefs.
Right. But I've always claimed it, maybe not in the violent sense, but I've always claimed it as a Stockholm Syndrome story because he is keeping her locked up.
Right.
Now, I don't think it wasn't necessarily initially it wasn't to fall in love with him. It was more locked up as payment for
The roses that her dad was stealing for
Right.
her. Right. Beauty and the bestiality, though. Because she
Yeah,
does
that was-
fall for him in beast form.
right.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of... Yeah. But no, he wasn't keeping her to fall in love with him, although it was part of ending the curse.
Right.
So...
Look at your mentality. Freud loves your abnormality. The Stockholm Syndrome story, beauty and the bestiality. Of course you're bitter. I'm the #1 star. Pumpkin carriage, perfect marriage. No one cares who you are.
Pumpkin carriage, perfect marriage. That's so fucked up.
No one cares who you are. Who are you? Come on, Belle. Kick her ass.
Is Belle your second favorite Disney female?
Mm-hmm.
I say female because Alice isn't a princess.
Right. She's a queen. She becomes Queen Alice in Through the Looking Glass. Not Disney.
She becomes queen of a dream world. That's not a queen. No, but if you're looking at storytelling, these are actual worlds within their stories. Dreamland is not. Dreamland is a dream.
She's in
Land.
Wonderland.
Oh, Wonderland, Dreamland.
It's a land.
It's a fake one that she imagines into existence.
Really?
Like Narnia, without the wardrobe. More in the rabbit
Aslan.
holes. And without the
Is he
religious
safe?
undertones. More drug undertones.
It's still a world. Jeez.
What's my name?
Belle.
What's it mean?
Beauty.
I'm the perfect combination of brains and booty. While I'm gaining knowledge, you're losing your pumps. Like Mrs. Possum serving shots and dishing out lumps. Cindy's
So Mrs. Pot is the tea kettle lady from
Teapot.
Teapot Lady. So serving out lumps, as in lumps of
Sugar.
sugar. Good little.
But
boy.
I like the...
But also the double entendre, serving out lumps, as in like she's
Mm-hmm. Like
lyrically
stitches
punching.
that Cinderella said.
right.
But I like the... While I'm gaining knowledge, you're losing your pumps.
Pumps her shoes,
Mm-hmm.
but also losing steam.
That too.
All right, it's going good so far.
gaining knowledge, you're losing your pumps. Like Mrs. Possum serving shots and dishing out lumps. Cindy's dreaming she's important. Well, somebody should wake her. This gold digging trophy wife's the royal baby maker.
Ooh, gold digging trophy wife.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger.
I don't agree with that line though. I wouldn't say trophy wife. Because if you think about it, Prince Charming fell in love with her, and specifically went out to look for her.
Right.
It wasn't just somebody pretty he could post up on a pedestal. It was somebody he
Connected
loved at
with
first sight.
during
connected
one
with.
dance at a ball.
It happens to some people.
Yeah, no, I'm just following your train of thought.
A trophy wife.
Although-
the problem is trophy wives are usually rich, right? A trophy wife usually comes into a situation.
No,
Or no, actually, you're
no,
right.
they
It was
look
opposite.
pretty.
They come in poor, and
It doesn't really matter either way, but they're normally aesthetically pleasing with not much going on in the upstairs. But the story, the original animated Cinderella, is all about leading up to the prince finding her. There's absolutely nothing after he's found her.
Right.
So these bars are relevant in that sense. Like, just, she doesn't do anything necessarily.
Right.
She wants a night out. She's not gold digging. I think that's the part that I have a problem with, because she wasn't going to, nab the prince. She went to the ball because she wanted to go to a ball, because she had been treated as a serving wench her whole life. So it was kind of like she wanted a night out, nice pair of shoes, and a dance.
Although everything you just said, you could literally flip and say the same thing about Belle. Her story ends after she gets with...
Yeah, but the difference is that she went to rescue her dad. So she did start off doing something more heroic than a night out to party.
True. But it's just a tale of just two worlds, too.
Yeah, well, it's just bitches fighting, too.
That as well.
I mean...
Gaining knowledge, you're losing your pumps.
I do like the while I'm gaining knowledge thing, though. That's playing into her being a bookworm.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Mm-hmm.
Like Mrs. Possum serving shots and dishing out lumps. Cindy's dreaming she's important. Well, somebody should wake her. This gold digging trophy wife's the royal baby maker. Fear the nerdy wordy princess, cause I'm throwing more shade than the willow tree growing on your dead mother's grave.
That's fucked. Okay.
Wonderful.
For those of you that don't know, weeping willows are the really sad-looking trees. That's why they're called weeping willows. They basically look like giant fucking bushes.
Kind of.
Huh?
Yeah.
But they are very shady.
Well, and also in the original story and in some later remakes, whenever Cinderella gets down, she goes to cry on her mother's grave, which is underneath a weeping willow.
Right.
Wordy princess, cause I'm throwing more shade than the willow tree growing on your dead mother's grave. Your tale is old as time, sets us back 50 years. Do your chores, clean the floors till a man just appears.
Ooh. Woo-hoo. That's almost an unfair shot, though. It's a shot, don't get me wrong, but it's an unfair shot because of the time it was written.
Yeah. True.
So it doesn't necessarily set it back 50 years. It's just, I don't know.
But the tale as old as time reference, that's the #1 song from Beauty and the Beast.
See, that would be something I wouldn't know.
Right. It's one of the main songs that has been replayed to death.
But I do like that till a man just appears. It's fucked up.
Tale as old as time, sets us back 50 years. Do your chores, clean the floors till a man just appears. You're shallow and obsessed with looks and how you're dressed. You want to live like Gaston? Please be our guest.
Oh, I'm
Now, I do know Be Our Guest. It is
Okay.
the most popular.
All right. Tale as old as time is when they're dancing around the ballroom together. In the gold dress that she's wearing right now. But yeah.
I say Be Our Guest is the one that's always on, like, commercials and Be Our Guest, be our guest. Put your magic to the test or something like that.
Put our service to the test.
Service. That was magic. Whatever. Again, I didn't watch the movie more than I think twice. Great fucking song, though.
And obsessed with
And Gaston is Beast's main enemy.
Well, and the guy that hounds Belle for the beginning.
Right.
But he's obsessed with himself. The mirror, how he looks.
Right.
looks and how you're dressed. You want to live like Gaston? Please be our guest.
Oh, I'm the one who's shallow because your prince was really hairy. The beast was in the friend zone till he gave you his library.
That's honestly probably my favorite line in this.
Damn.
And, well, I mean, like, okay, Belle had some really good punches, especially with the willow line and the shade on the grave, but I like that line because I can't say that I wouldn't do the same for that size library. Now, we are talking that size, like ballroom.
You guys heard it here first.
multiple
She would
level.
get into bestiality for a large library.
There's a lot of us that would. I'm not saying for
Jezebel.
a lifetime, but, you know?
We watched a movie the other night called 2001 Maniacs about a guy. Well, it's not about this, but it has a part in it where there's a guy constantly chasing this sheep named Jezebel with his pants down. Fuck that movie.
It's a comedic horror movie. Like,
Yes.
its purpose was comedic. So yeah, it's hilarious.
Jezebel.
And we're not sure if the mutton has balls or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's shallow cause your prince was really hairy. The beast was in the friend zone till he gave you his library. Your points have no merit. You're jealous? Declare it. Like I've always said, if the shoe fits, wear it. I'm in.
Good
Of
bar.
course she was going to use that.
Good
though.
bar.
Yeah.
The shoe fits, wear it.
One of them had to say it in this.
True.
Have no merit. You're jealous? Declare it. Like I've always said, if the shoe fits, wear it. I'm the American dream with a fairy tale wedding. You got teapots for friends, and I think your man's shedding.
Now, to be fair, she had mice for friends.
Right. Not right. She was never actually friends with the mice. They did everything without her knowing.
Well, but you're not thinking of the Disney version, because in the Disney version, they actually spoke to her,
Oh.
and so on and so forth. They were her Gus Gus. They all had names.
Cinderella, Cinderella, night and
Right.
day, Cinderella. I know way more of that song than I should.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Thanks, Sophia. So your man's shedding is in reference to Beast, being one hairy sumbitch.
There's waxing for that shit.
And then the teapots for friends. Also, to be fair, were not teapots by the end of the movie.
Right, and there was only one.
Right. Two. Well, no, there was
Chip was a teacup.
Chip was a teacup, and so it was a teapot and a teacup. But, yeah. So
American dream with a fairy.
now at the same time too, most women nowadays, their dream wedding is based off Cinderella. The thought of it, anyways. I said most.
Most, yeah.
My dream wedding is much darker in tone. Not that I'm a female, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the cake top or wedding dress. Ugh.
Tale wedding, you got teapots for friends, and I think your man's shedding. Some things are meant to be, like love at first sight. Bibbidi bobbidi booyah, he was mine before midnight.
That came full circle.
Such a great line, though.
So
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is said by Fairy Godmother during the song when she's creating all this shit for Cinderella to go to this ball. She had until midnight to be at the ball, and just
Curfew.
And that, well, because at midnight her power, everything she had was going to disappear.
Curfew. Or revert to its normal state, yeah.
So she managed to get the prince to fall in love with her in that short period of time. Now I'm more curious as to what that says about the prince than the princess itself.
And that he was so obsessed that he chased around his whole province with a glass shoe
Right.
that didn't fit anybody else.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, that's a weird shoe size.
Some things are meant to be, like love at first sight. Bibbidi bobbidi booyah, he was mine before midnight.
A relationship rookie wants to rap about romance. You can't fall in love after just one dance. My prince saved my life, and don't be misled. I want a man in the street, but a beast in the bed.
Good bar. But to be fair, her prince probably saved her life too. Because she was literally just a servant.
Yeah, but... Okay, but you are talking about being literal. I mean, would she have actually died? Probably not.
She'd have been
sucked.
miserable.
Yeah, it would have sucked. He changed her life. But Belle's talking about... Actually, I think there's more than one incident. Now, there, to be fair, should have applied to the fact that he saved her from the wolves that she herself put her in danger of by trying to run away when he had warned her.
True.
And then she returned the favor because he got fucked up, and she had to take care of him for taking all the wolf bites.
She's returned
wounds.
a lot of favors.
For those books, you know. Come on, that's payment right there. That's getting the papers.
Giving brain to get more brain. I'm just... See, there are some bars that could have been used here. There's some bars that could have been used here that I feel like were missed.
Beast in the bed.
I do like that, though.
Yeah.
Want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed, but beast in the bed. It was a good bar.
My prince saved my life, and don't be misled. I want a man in the street, but a beast in the bed. Your film stars mice and cats with an old fat fairy. Your silly story shoehorned into freaking Tom and Jerry. You say you want a party, next you run off down the halls. It's like you always choke once you make it to the balls.
Yes. I was just waiting.
Wow.
Did you see Red in the background? Did you see her?
I did not. She's doing it too, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's great.
And she used shoehorned into Tom and Jerry. A shoehorn is the, well, they're plastic now, but they used to be wood.
That you
and
put
they
inside a shoe to
slip.
keep it formed.
Well, yeah.
My dad had a couple. Mm-hmm. He actually had the wooden ones. Well,
That's
wooden
what
metal.
I was going to say, is that they, yeah.
But I also love the Tom and Jerry thing as well. For those of you that don't know, Tom and Jerry is an old cartoon. A lot of people might not know
That's
this.
so weird to me, but yeah.
Tom and Jerry is an old cartoon about a cat and mouse who, well, the cat chases the mouse and the mouse just torments the cat.
Outsmarts him every single time. Yeah,
Right.
It's a Roadrunner and Coyote type.
But Jerry is the mouse, Tom is the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a fun cartoon when I was growing up. Basically, a lot of you might be more akin to Itchy and Scratchy, to be honest, because they were modeled after Tom and Jerry. Itchy and Scratchy were the cat and mouse on Simpsons. Itchy and Scratchy show. But yeah.
That was the best bar in the whole.
It was right
Mice and
up there.
cats with an old fat fairy. Your silly story shoehorned into freaking Tom and Jerry. You say you want a party, next you run off down the halls. It's like you always choke once you make it to the balls.
You think that
Also, the running down the halls thing is because at midnight she had to take off to go.
She had to jet.
Right.
She was about to turn back to rags.
that's funny? Here's a history lesson, honey. My movie saved the studio when Walt was out of money. You followed in my footsteps. Without me, there's no you. Disney built an empire on these tiny glass shoes.
She has got a valid point. But that still has nothing to do with this battle.
Right? Well, but it is about the movies.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they are going towards their actual movie versus the story content, but yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, story for story, though, they're supposed to be rapping against each other based on each other's story. Once you start leaving the realm of what's within the story and start going into the real world with it, it kind of...
Yeah, they both
Pulls
had
away.
2 verses already, though, so they're even, so...
If you're so adored, where's your Academy Award? I'm the smart female heroine that can't be ignored. The moral of our quarrel and why I've got you beat, it's what's inside that matters, not the size of your feet.
That is actually a reference. There is a common misconception that men with big feet have big penises.
Mm-hmm. Or big hands, or...
Or big hands, or anything like that. Actually, usually when people try to make that joke, and they're like, hey, you know what they say about guys with big feet, don't you? I
They wear
usually
big
come with,
shoes?
they wear big socks.
Right.
That's my comment. But, like, that was what that whole play on words is. It's not the size of your feet. It's...
Right. It's what's inside that matters.
It's what's inside that matters.
I like that she ended it with just, I won an Academy Award, because like you were saying, if they had gotten too much into that, they would be digressing from the whole princess rap battle. So each of them, instead of coming with a third verse, had the 2-line delivery what their movie
real
is.
world ramifications
Yes,
of
yes.
the movies.
Yeah.
Now, I would say over and above all, if I had to judge the two, I would definitely say saving the studio would be more important than necessarily winning an award.
Right.
But she did have a very valid comeback with the award thing because Cinderella never got any awards.
Right.
I think it was nominated, but
Well,
I don't
and
think it
even
ever
though
won.
Cinderella may have saved the studio, the Academy Awards definitely helped
Right.
keep it going. So, I mean, there's validity in both their points. But again, it's
now-
not the princesses against each other, really.
And now Disney owns movies and TV and
Deadpool.
Deadpool. They now own Deadpool.
He's my favorite Disney princess, really. Yeah.
That was a good battle. Now, here's my problem. I don't know who I can pick to win that. Because I feel it was a lot... It might be one of the closer battles I've heard.
Oh, this
From
one was so
them.
much more equal.
Here's the thing. I don't think neither of them have had the best verses I've heard come from Princess Rap battles.
No.
But I
But
feel like...
match-wise, they were.
Now, I will say... I'm starting to see why people dislike Whitney Avalon being in them all the time. Because she does very much sound the same from battle to battle. I think the only one I've heard where she's actually really sounded different was she really nailed the annoyingness
Snow White.
of Snow White's voice. So I can see why people do have an issue with her being in all of them.
Right.
But I feel like Sarah Michelle Gellar did come in and do a really good job delivering the lines. Obviously, we all know she didn't write them.
And she's sassy.
But she definitely
Yeah.
has the sassiness down and the look down.
And the bars were pretty clever. I mean, nothing to...
Both sides bars
Yeah.
were very clever.
There was a lot of shade thrown. Some of them were hard-hitting
Speaking of shade, I think I'm going to have to give the win to Belle
for the...
for the mom line.
Yeah.
I have a hard time once you start dipping into actual family issues.
I would have given it to Belle for that one, for the addition of the running down the halls. It seems you always choke once you make it to the balls.
That was probably the best joke bar in the entire thing.
I mean, I'm not saying Cinderella didn't have some good ones, like the whole Freud would love your mentality, the Stockholm
Beauty and the
syndrome,
bestiality.
yeah, like that was a good one. But there are so many other things about Belle that she could have picked on that would have been as hard hitting as the shade. But
She
She
could have definitely played on the dad being kind of a loser in life.
her mom was dead.
Her mom being dead as
Yeah.
well. That's a common Disney princess name, by the way.
Yep. Raised by dads, absent fathers, kind of. Yeah. But yeah.
But I again, really close battle, and I feel like Belle edges it out with the two bars solely. Now again, and as you said, Cinderella did have some good ones that she came back with.
But I'm still not fighting for Cinderella's side. Like those two lines. There was a third one that Belle says too, and I can't remember it right now. But those won that slim margin,
Slim margin.
but still won it for me.
Had Cinderella attacked the family, it
Right.
might have been a different
Right.
story.
Yeah.
And also, to be honest, 100% honest, I do prefer Beauty and the Beast over Cinderella as a regular story in terms
No,
of
me
Disney
too.
movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I will still prefer Ever After over almost
Beauty and the
any
Beast,
Disney
yeah.
telling remake. I say that, but I haven't seen the remake to Cinderella yet, and I haven't seen the remake to Beauty and the Beast yet.
Right.
So, which we were going to watch.
They don't
But
come
Disney
out.
Plus is like, you guys are going to have to wait till 2021 to watch these. Disney. Seriously, if you knew you were working on a streaming service, why did you give that long of exclusivity to anyone?
I think. Yeah, you're right. Some of these come out in the fall, but it's like the fall on of this year, and that's ludicrous. Come on.
But no, great battle. I might put it at my third favorite battle that I've heard from Princess Rap battles, behind
I like the Wicked Witch versus Queen of Hearts.
Wicked Witch and Queen of Hearts. I think was my first
First.
favorite, and then Santa or Mrs. Claus versus
Mary
Poppins is second, and then
I'd
this.
agree with that. Okay.
Mainly because of the chick that always raps against Mickey Avalon. Mickey Avalon? Jesus.
Whitney
Avalon. Mickey Avalon's a rapper too. He did a song called My Dick.
Oh, okay.
But Whitney Avalon. Now I wonder if they're fucking related. Sorry. I digress.
Tangent. She's amazing.
But the
You're
chick,
talking about
yeah.
Queen of Hearts.
She plays Queen of Hearts and
Mrs.
Mrs. Claus. She's still, I think, one of the best battle rap people I've seen in any fucking video.
Right. Yeah.
She is. I'm surprised ERB hasn't used her yet
Oh, she's great.
for one of
I
the
hope.
female ones.
Yeah.
But no. So that is going to end it, guys. We both are in agreement here. Belle won with a slight edge.
Slight, guys.
Slight edge. It could have honestly gone either way for me. Overall.
Yeah.
But just those two bars alone. It had Cinderella attacked Belle's family. It could have been a whole different story. But no, that is going to do it for this reaction, guys. If you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Princess Rap Battle Cinderella versus Belle? Also, be sure to comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see us react to. We'll try to get to it. Check the description below for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, BitChute, as well as the original link to this video. You're also going to find links to the bar Discord as well as its YouTube page. Please go hop on over there. You will find us in the Discord quite often. You will find us over on YouTube sparingly. I've done some breakdowns with the bar on YouTube. She's done podcasts with the Broken Halos over at the bar on YouTube. Which there will be more of both.
Should pick back up soon, yeah.
But hey, that's going to do it. We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Cannot wait to see depraved people later. Peace.